to Hawk Talk. I'm your host, Peter Dean.
And I'm Ethan Guerin.
Today we've got a number of fun guests, and we'll get right into them. Starting with your field hockey coach, Coach Calhoun.
Coach, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so today, what we want to first know is, do you have any thoughts on your last game?
Yesterday we played the Rochester University, the ranked number 14 in the country. We lost 4-2, but we did some really great things. We're a young team, so I'm excited for the future.
Oh, that's good to hear. Was there a best moment that you had from the game or anything?
I think that, they scored on us first, 2 goals, and we were able to come back and score 2 goals, which is a big triumph for us and a goal that we wanted to have this season.
Definitely, that will to come back and fight for the win.
Great. All right, Coach, next question is a bit of a fun one. Which team do you love playing the most over the course of the season?
Every game I like playing, but it is always fun playing Salisbury.
Salisbury.
Because I went to Salisbury
Oh, cool.
and played there and coached there, so it's always fun playing against my alma mater and my coach.
And to flip that, which team do you hate playing the most?
I don't think there's any team I hate playing the most. Every team's a good competition, and we gotta go out there and just focus on us and not really who we're playing.
Fair enough. And on that note, we'll leave it there. Coach Lana, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For our next guest, we'll have our new women's basketball coach, Coach Calhoun. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me today.
Of course.
Thank you. So our first question is, do you have any thoughts on the upcoming season, or I'm sure you're getting ready for preseason. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, I just had a team meeting last week, so
Okay.
we're really excited. We're making sure that we put the work in. We really want to make sure that we're in really good shape. And I keep repeating that over and over. It's a long season, it goes over 2 semesters, and we really want to make sure that we put in the time in the weight room, on the track, and make sure that we're developing as a player.
And do you have any major goals for the season?
I think it's about making some noise, making some noise in the conference. I'm familiar with the conference. I actually played in the CAC.
Oh, cool.
So I actually went to Marymount University, and so I have a little familiar, background, and we're just excited to get going.
Yeah.
5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
5 weeks till our first practice.
Coming up.
Exactly.
All right. Coach, what team do you love playing the most over the course of the season?
Well, I would think it would have to be, we have a couple different rivalries, right? Within conference, I gotta go, I'm really excited to go back and play my alma mater.
Right,
I think right there.
Yeah.
But I think we have a built-in, the Maryland rivalries here at St. Mary's, making sure that, those are big games for us. But those, right now, playing Frostburg State, playing Salisbury, and going back to my alma mater, at Marymount. I'm looking forward to those games.
Excellent. And to flip that, which team do you hate playing the most?
I welcome every opponent. I want to play the best. We've got to play the best to be the best. And actually, our league sends so many teams to the NCAA tournament, so it's one of the best leagues. When you look at top to bottom. So any given night, you got to bring your best, and if you bring your best, you have a chance. Having teams going to the NCAA tournament on a consistent basis, that's where we want to be.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent. Coach, thanks for coming on the show today.
It's great having me.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Okay, for our next guest, we have men's soccer senior captain Sunny Chitani. Thanks for being on.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so our first question is, do you have any thoughts on the last game? Any best moments?
Yeah, we played very well the first 65 minutes against Bridgewater. We had possession of the ball. We did very well. We scored 2 goals, which is a positive. We let down the last couple of minutes a little bit. We got a little nervous. We got to improve on that. But overall, I think we did well.
Excellent. Sonny, what team do you love to play the most over the course of the season?
I like playing Salisbury because I hate them.
That was actually my next question, so perfect.
I love beating them. It's just a good feeling of being better than them.
All right, Sonny, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
For our next guest, we have rowing coach, Coach Dan. So we know that your sport recently became a varsity sport. So for those that aren't familiar with rowing, can you tell us a little bit about your sport?
So one of the first things that people always say is like, oh, hey, you're a rower, you must have like really big arms, which is somehow the question we always get. And actually the seats in the boat slide, and it's primarily a leg sport.
Okay.
So everyone's facing the wrong direction except for one person who's called a coxswain. They're actually the ones steering the boat, and they're the only one who faces forward. everyone else is facing backwards. They put the oar in the water, and the main thing they do is push with their legs. So it becomes a primarily leg sport for that reason, but we also do use our arms and bodies to finish off the stroke. The primary way we race in college is in 8s, so 8 rowers, 1 coxswain, and we race over 2,000 meters head to head. In the fall, though, we do long distance racing against the clock, which looks a little bit more like the cross country type schedule, where they race a little bit longer in the fall and then they do like track in the spring. So we race about 5,000 meters and we start about 30 seconds apart, and the goal is to catch the person in front of you, but you're really racing against the clock.
Gotcha. Wow. Coach, what team do you love looking forward to play in a regatta? Or to go against?
We have been really close to F&M, and we have kind of gone back and forth on the men's side of them. And I'd say they're probably one of our biggest rivals for that reason, is that they have a similar setup to us and they have a similar team size to us in a lot of ways, that it's really important to beat a team that is sort of structured like you. And we haven't had quite that success yet on the women's side, but on the men's side we had a full win against them. So I'd say that they're one of our main targets, and I know from talking to some of them that we're one that they watch. They're trying to stay in front of. So that's a really good battle, because it's very much a like for like type of situation. Teams are the same size; they have a lot of the same advantages and disadvantages. So we're usually really well matched with them.
Excellent.
Do you have any final thoughts about the season, maybe preseason, or any goals for the season?
Yeah, so we're still in our preseason. We're going to race 3 times this fall, the Navy Day Regatta and Head of the Schuylkill in Philadelphia, and then we'll be in Northern Virginia for the Head of the Occoquan, which is a reservoir near Lorton. So I'm really excited for the fall. We've got a lot of people coming back on the women's side. A little bit thinner on the men's side, but we brought in a handful of people who rode in high school, and we got a bunch of walk-ons that are looking to join the team. So I'm pretty bullish on the season as a whole, just because I think there's a great energy around the team. There's one thing I'm always really pleased with is we have a lot of self-starters, a lot of people who are looking for a way to get better, even when we're not in formal practice. So I got people knocking on my door asking like, hey, what can we do next? What's the next thing to get us that little bit faster?
That's huge. That's usually who are the drivers of the team and the ones that try to get that extra step in.
On that note, we'll leave it there. Coach Dan, thank you for coming on today.
Dan, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, now we're back with former alum and current women's soccer coach, Coach Kretsch. Coach, thanks for coming on today.
Appreciate it. All right, so first question, do you have any thoughts on the last game?
Yeah, I think it was a tough result. I think Stevenson's local rival is going to be a competitive game. I think a little bit of extra adversity with us playing Saturday evening, finishing up around 5:30, and then having to turn around on Sunday for a noon kickoff against a team that hadn't played since Wednesday. So they were fresh, even though they had to travel. I think we were the ones that were a little bit heavy-legged in the first half. I think that showed. Just struggled to keep possession, never really got into a good rhythm, and made some tactical changes at halftime, and thought that we really dominated the second half for the most part. Unlucky to just give a goal away, pretty simple. Really good finish on their end, and obviously something that we look at and say we could have prevented to give them the one goal lead. But I think the second half we created a lot. We just have to finish. I think that's been a little bit of a reoccurring theme this year, where played Averett a few games ago and we had 41 shots and tied 0-0. So I think it's, again, we've lost some big time players from last year. We've got a very young group. We have 10 freshmen out of our 23 active players, and I think we're still trying to figure some things out on the attacking side of the ball. Defensively, we've been pretty solid. Again, one mistake in the game that we're punished for, and again, good teams are going to make you pay for that. But overall, I was happy with the progress, happy with the tactical changes in the second half. I think we learned a little bit more about ourselves moving forward, and hopefully it'll help us just be better prepared for not only Wednesday, but as we move forward in the season and look to get into the conference games, which ultimately that's really the only thing that matters at the end of the day. So.
Excellent. All right, Coach, what team do you love playing the most over the course of the season?
For me, I don't know if I have a specific team that I love. Again, when I was a player here, Salisbury was always a rival. So just that's one of my personal kind of teams that I've held on to. And luckily, so far in my career, we are 4-0 against Salisbury. So the law of averages, that will change at some point, but I do really enjoy playing them. I think that our girls really enjoy getting up for those games, and we've had some really good games. We were able to knock them out of the playoffs last year, so I'm sure that they, on the Salisbury end, have a little bit of a heated rivalry towards us, and expect a pretty competitive game whenever we play them this year.
Seems to be a recurring theme. Everyone wants to beat Salisbury.
Yeah,
Of course.
Coach
Yeah,
Crutch,
that's-
thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
Have a
Cheers.
good day.
All right, we're now joined by tennis senior captain and one of my favorite teammates, Captain Kyle Van Winter. Kyle,
Got me.
thanks for
G,
coming
how
on.
you doing, my boys doing?
Okay, so our first question. Do you have any thoughts on your upcoming match this Saturday?
I'm pretty excited. Got Hood at home on Saturday. It's a big one for me. My dad's a professor at Hood, so
Okay.
it's like it's always fun being a student, so you can talk trash for me in the classroom.
All right, Kyle, I probably should know this answer by now, but what team do you love playing the most?
Oh, it's gotta be SVU. I actually don't really love playing them, but it's who I want to beat the most, so I look forward to that match the most.
Okay.
Just because they've ended our season quite a few times in the playoffs since I've been here, so I'm looking forward to hopefully ending theirs this year.
Okay, do you have anything that you're looking forward to for the season on and off the field? I'd like to know a little bit.
little off. Yeah, on the court, just looking forward to being back with the guys. I wasn't here last fall, so it's kind of nice getting a fall season under my belt before the spring. I was abroad in Australia last fall. And yeah, I just like being back with the guys, on and off the court, hanging out with the team, and just doing whatever.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thanks guys for having me.
All right, we are now joined by Coach Martin. Coach Martin, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having
Thank
me.
you for coming on.
Thanks.
Okay, so for our first game, our first question, what do you have any thoughts on the last game you played?
So our last game was this past weekend. We played against Alvernia. We lost in 5. We unfortunately had 2 of our starters go down the game before. So Elise Sutliff, one of our setters, she's actually our only 6th rotation player right now, went down, broke her fibula.
Oh, jeez.
And then Bridget Morris, our only senior, went down as well. We're hoping it's not a concussion, we're not too sure. She's prone to concussions, so both of them went down the match prior. So not to say we were scrambling for a lineup, but we definitely showed that we had depth. So we lost in 5. The first 3 sets, I'll say, were very, very good.
Okay.
Very close, we played hard, our defense was on point, blocking was on point. 4th set, the girls like to put me on a little roller coaster ride. So we went down 9-0 to start the 4th set. So to dig ourselves out of that hole was, don't want to say impossible because we've come back from worse,
Yeah.
but it was really hard to get out of.
Okay.
So we ended up losing in 5. The 5th set we lost 15-13. So
Close.
yeah, it was a close one. Much better playing wise though. Like I'll take that loss. We played hard. We showed that we had depth.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking forward to this week.
Excellent.
And who do you play this weekend?
We play Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Yeah, so that's our big Friday night game, 7 p.m. if you guys want to watch.
And is it a home game so all the fans can come watch?
It is not.
Oh,
It
okay.
is not. But you can watch online. You can stream it.
Perfect.
And then we play St. Elizabeth, Lancaster Bible. So not too shabby there.
All
Okay.
right, awesome.
Yeah.
Coach, what team do you love playing the most?
Any conference team.
Any
I
conference
love conference matches. So I'll say any conference team or any teams that are going to challenge us. So I love playing Bridgewater, Randolph-Macon, any team along those lines. Our schedule this season is a lot more challenging than last season. So with that, just any team that's going to give us a good match.
Excellent. And to flip that, which team do you hate playing the most?
Right now I'm going to say McDaniel because we just lost them. That I hate playing the most? I don't know if there's a team out there that I really and truly hate playing. I used to coach at McDaniel, so I have a good rivalry with their coach, but we just lost to them. So I'll say them for right now.
All right, on that one, we'll leave it there. Coach,
Awesome.
thanks for coming out today.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks, guys.
And for our final guest, we have junior Randy Larson. How are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
So for our first question, do you have any thoughts on the upcoming season?
Yeah, so I think we're really excited as a team to kind of get another chance. After last year, we were a little bit disappointed with the outcome at CAX, but
we really only graduated like one senior on the men's side and I think 2 on the women's side. So team's getting older and we're really packing up well in a lot of meets so far. So yeah, looking forward to our. We have a bye week this week, but looking forward to Stockton, which we typically do well at after this. So.
Nice. All right, so Randy, we know that in cross-country meets you face a plethora of teams at once. But what is one single team that you look forward to beating at a meet?
Ooh, I know I really like running against Frostburg.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people from high school that I ran against in high school run there. And also being a CAC team, it's just really fun to like beat them, I guess.
Yeah,
of
course.
Got it, and they've always like matched up really well with us over the years. So yeah, Frostburg probably.
Awesome. Randy, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we'll jump right into some fun questions. If your life was a movie, who would you want to be your leading actor?
Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee.
Excellent choice. I'll go with Seth Rogen, wax being, or Jonah Hill.
Oh, that's a great choice.
Great answer.
It's got to be someone who can really grow a strong beard. That's important to me. I'm not sure who that would be necessarily.
A Jessica Biel or a Kathleen Heigl.
Okay.
A cross between them. But someone
Great
who's somebody who can get on the basketball court and play. Be able to do that. And I think both of them would be able to take on that role.
Oh goodness. I'm not good with actor names. I'm not a big movie fan.
We'll just
Okay.
spew it.
Yeah, but I love Jennifer Aniston.
There we go.
Okay.
Perfect choice.
Do you have a guilty pleasure song or food or movie?
I really love The Lion King.
Okay.
It's a low-key sleeper for best movie of all time, I have to say.
Okay.
But yeah, probably.
I love ice cream.
Oh,
It's my weakness.
Great choice.
What kind?
Cookie dough.
Oh, that's the best.
Probably pizza. I'm a pizza hound. I make my own pizza sometimes. I go to St. James a lot for lunch. Like that's definitely a guilty pleasure.
Well, I love Starbucks. Everybody will know that.
Who doesn't?
Right. But I have heard about the grind on
Oh.
campus, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. Haven't got there yet.
I work there. You should definitely come by.
Okay, what should I get?
The latte is always a good choice.
Okay,
yeah.
all right. So maybe that might be my new guilty pleasure.
I recommend the chai tea. Would you rather have the hiccups for the rest of your life, or always have that feeling that you're about to sneeze but you never do for the rest of your life?
Hiccups. Every time I'm about to sneeze, I feel like I'm gonna die. So I'll go hiccups.
You gotta get hiccups.
Hiccups.
Have to. That feeling before you sneeze is terrible. You feel that all the time. I'd probably say, honestly, hiccups.
Hiccups.
And
Yep.
the sneeze are just, I'd be in a mental hospital.
Who do you think is the best player in your sport of all time?
Cristiano Ronaldo, no doubt in my mind.
Probably Katie Bam O'Donnell. She coaches at Maryland now, but she was in the Olympics and she retired a couple years ago.
Okay.
But she was a very strong player. She scored a lot of goals and played in a lot of Olympic games.
I'd probably gonna have to say Steve Prefontaine.
Nice.
Just based on the stash alone, almost. I'll go with Mike Bryan.
Mike Bryan.
Yeah, good doubles player. I like doubles.
I would go with Matthew Pinson, who was winning Olympic gold medals. When I was in my youth, and so he won 4 Olympic gold medals in the pair and straight 4 over 4 Olympiads. He actually rode the guy who won 5 Olympic medals, Sir Steve Redgrave, who maybe he's the greatest ever, but. For me, it's probably Matthew Pinson.
Recently, she was just inducted into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, and that's Rebecca Lobo.
Okay.
Right? And she played for the University of Connecticut. You've got to go see her speech. It's phenomenal. I will let you know that. It's funny, and we'll get a couple laughs there. She just set the tone for women's basketball. And I would love, the millennials out there, go take a look, Rebecca Lobo. A dominant center at the University of Connecticut.
So we've got some homework for you guys.
That's right.
Traditional Carrie Walsh.
Love that.
Yeah, Jenny. So, yeah, easy question.
I think that Messi's probably the most talented, natural-born player, while Ronaldo is probably one of the hardest-working players, and his level of success is a lot to do with just how much time and effort he puts into everything. So. Again, I sit on the fence between the two of them, but again, I think that ultimately they're both great players that we're lucky to be able to watch at this point in our lives.
Do you have any pre-game superstitions or rituals that you go through?
Not really, no. Well, John Wall, do the John Wall needs
Do
to
the
be
John-
played during our warm-up songs. If it's not, I will not play.
I have to have a pen that clicks on me.
Okay.
So during the game, I have to use a pen that clicks. I get very jittery, I get very anxious, so that like calms me down a little.
Awesome.
Pre-game wise, not really. As a player, I would always eat 2 Tums before a game.
2 Tums.
2 Tums before a game. Every game had to do it.
For some reason, I always go down to the water and wash my hands in the river we're gonna race in. So usually I do it before anyone gets there, so no one knows about this. So now they do.
I don't. I really don't have any, but sometimes I'm like, I have to wear the same color polo. You know what I mean? But I'm not a big superstitious.
You know, I don't know if I have any really pre-game rituals. I do like to just, you know, listen to some music, you know, be low-key, because basketball is chaos in motion, so you gotta be ready for that game.
As a coach, not so much. As a player, I used to, you know, one shin guard in before the other shin guard. You know, if you kind of did something one day and you won a game or you played well, you know, maybe try to continue that moving forward. But not any major superstitions. So.
Would you rather have your child grow up to be the best curling player in history, or have them grow up to be the goofiest wrestler in the WWE?
I'm gonna go with curling. Fun fact about me, my grandfather used to make me go watch curling when I was younger. So, and curling, you get Olympic gold medals. Wrestling,
True.
A WWE belt is pretty sweet, but we never said he was good at WWE, we just said he was goofy. So I'll take the Olympic gold medals.
Probably the medals, man. Gotta take the silver, yeah.
Yep.
Gotta take the hardware.
Goofiest wrestler, he makes more money.
Good answer, good answer.
Next. Do you have any hidden talents?
No. I can't whistle or snap my fingers,
No.
so.
Neither can I, so it's...
Yeah, so no hidden talents here.
Not really, no. What you see is what you get.
Well, I'm a computer geek.
Okay.
I will let you know that for everybody out there. I love, you know, my undergrad is in graphic design, so I love doing digital art and everything on the computer.
I can ride a unicycle and I can
Okay.
travel pretty well.
That's the best answer we've had so far.
Yeah, that is the
Yeah.
best hidden talent we've ever heard.
That is, I've been a little hesitant to bring one of the unicycles to school.
Oh, you
I
have
really
to.
want
now.
to see
You
it.
have to now.
We'll have that one on for the next show.
Push in on a unicycle. A penguin walks through that very door wearing a sombrero. What is he saying and why is he there?
He's saying it's game time, and because we have a game.
He's saying, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Quieren comida? Which means, hey, how are you? You guys want food?
He says, I'm here to fix the boats. I'm the new boatman because I know you need one.
I feel like it would be a practical joke on my team, like doing something for me, to be honest. I feel like they would do something along those lines. And I would probably say it would be Mia Griffiths walking through that door in that outfit.
Well, he's saying shine on,
Shine on.
okay, which
Okay.
is my hashtag, shine on.
Hashtag shine on.
All right, and he's here to make us smile and
He's
have
here
a
to
great
make us
day.
Well, he got lost, clearly. And he's dancing, he's just dancing, he's doing the mambo or something
He's
like
dancing.
I mean, he's here for Hawk Talk. He's probably the next guest.
The next
He's
guest.
probably the star of one of the sports teams. So I'm thinking maybe like a goalie of some sort.
Okay.
I want to say probably field hockey, just I don't see his mobility in the soccer cage. So probably their field hockey lacrosse goalie is ready for his interview.
All right, awesome.
You have to ask that penguin.
There you go. Gotta ask the penguin, coach. This concludes this week's episode of Hawk Talk. I'm your host, Ethan Guerin,
I'm Peter Dean.
and we'll see you next week.